following podcast has been brought to you by the Ramblemania Show.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. The Ramblemania Show proudly brings to you as I, your two-time inaugural champion, former heavyweight and tag team, Hazel the IIzombie. And welcome to another episode of Raw Rantz. We'd like to give you good, bad, we'll put this shit on the Raw. So CM Punk makes his return tomorrow. I would like to thank the NFL for spoiling that shit. I would have at least liked to be fucking surprised, but I guess the NFL can give us wrestling fans what the fuck we want. That's the element of surprise here. I'm not going to go on to any fucking news and all that stuff. I'm just going to jump straight into this shit. Submitted to the approval of the Ramblemania Show. This is the approval of RKBro. Without further ado, let's ramble. So, we open up Monday Night Raw in San Antonio, Texas, home of Shawn Michaels. And the show opens up with the Viper, the Apex Predator, the Legend Killer, Randy Orton, makes his way down to the ring as they show flashbacks of what happened last week. You know, him RKOing his tag team partner. So that's stuff that people assumed that this was going to be the end of RKBro, but I guess throughout the show we see that there's a little bit of dissension, but then at the end it just comes back to, you know, all that nonsense. So Randy Orton is in the ring. He says people have been asking him all week why he hit Riddle with an RKO. Says, well, he doesn't need friends. He could have beaten AJ Styles last week without any help. He's a 14-time world champion, and he did it all by himself. He is, I can't assume that most of those title reigns you didn't really do by yourself. It's, you know, the Authority, Legacy, stupid shit. It's just, yeah. He's still the Viper, and Monday Night Raw is his territory. Tonight he will prove that Tonight he proves that to the undefeated force of nature, Omos, and what he will do, he will put that jackass in place with the most 3 devastating letters in professional wrestling history. RKBro. Matt Riddle's music hits. He scoots his way into the ring, grabs a mic. Riddle says he knows why Orton hit him with an RKO. He wasn't good in school, but he knows Orton was trying to show him how to hit a proper RKO. Well, now he knows, and he thinks that they should bring back RKBro to teach AJ Styles and Omos a lesson. Before Randy can even answer the approval of RKBro, here come the Raw Tag Team Champions, AJ and Omos. Styles tells Randy to hit Riddle with another RKO, and if possible, to hit himself with one as well, because no one wants to see RKBro. Then Omos will destroy Randy, but Omos can't have all the fun. So he wants to teach Riddle another lesson and beat him so badly he'll put his stupid jaw wide shut. Riddle says that's fine. He has Randy in his corner, and he could give him a phenomenal beating courtesy of RKBro. And Randy Orton is basically like having his face like, what did they do to get involved in this fucking angle and being a fucking tag team with this kid? Good opener, you know, for it to become an impromptu match after that, with Riddle taking on AJ Styles with Omos in his corner. So before the match, you know, takes place, Riddle is trying to give a fist bump to Orton's like, yeah, bro, we got this, bro, we got it. And Orton's looking at him like, he turns around, he starts walking away. He starts walking away very slowly. He stops and, you know, looks back, tries to give a second thought on whether or not he should help Riddle or not. But no, he's gone throughout most of this match. You know, it was a good match between these two. A lot of good back and forth. Good way to, you know, continue this rivalry going into SummerSlam for the Raw Tag Team Championships. I can't really complain about what's going on here because they are trying to tell a story here between Orton and Riddle, whether or not Riddle is worthy of, earning Randy Orton's respect, and everything else. So the match ends when Riddle is hitting a leaping knee onto AJ, then an exploder suplex onto the turnbuckles. Riddle goes to the middle rope for a floating bro. Omos walks in his line of sight and distracts him. Styles grabs Riddle off the middle rope and then hits him with the Styles Clash for the win. Again, I really enjoyed matches like this between AJ and Riddle. Like these two, they put on really good matches, and it's a really good rivalry going forth with the tag team division. And I can only complain. It's like, oh, here we go, two makeshift tag teams, except one has an actual tag name and the others don't. We have the Raw Women's Champion, almost a superhero, Nikki A.S.H, about her upcoming match against Rhea Ripley. Oh yeah, they're doing this nonsense. More rematches again. All right. She says she wears her outfit for herself and for everyone like her. It's just about having the confidence and courage to bring it, and then you can almost be a superhero. Oh my God. Who's writing this stuff for her? It's very one-sided. It's just basically they're trying to implicate you. Yes, she's almost a superhero, but you don't have to say it every fucking time in the fucking promo. Everybody knows that you're almost a superhero. We get it. So she has the confidence that she would defeat Rhea Ripley tonight and retain her championship at SummerSlam. So we're backstage again. Riddle is backstage with his scooter and he's sad. He's asked about his loss, and Riddle says, well, Randy is gone. He never gave up on RKBro. Last week, Randy was mean and hit him with an RKO, and he still didn't give up. But leaving him out there tonight, Riddle was just sad. Very, very sad. I guess he was smoking Reggie's. That's why he was sad. All right, so we have a rematch between the Raw Women's Champion, Nikki A.S.H, taking on Rhea Ripley. Again, this is the build-up for their triple threat for the Raw Women's Championship with Charlotte in the match also. And, Charlotte is there on commentary, trying to boost up her morale and, try to get everyone riled up for the triple threat. I can't really give this match a lot of thought because it was really one-sided. It was just Rhea Ripley just dominating the ever-living shit out of Nikki A.S.H, which makes Nikki look really weak going into this triple threat match. The match ends basically. Rhea drops Nikki with a clothesline. Rhea hits a stalling vertical suplex for a 2 count. Rhea lifts Nikki into a bear hug. Nikki fights free, hits a wheelbarrow roll-up for the 2. Nikki goes to the middle rope and lands a tornado DDT for the 2 count. Rhea hits the Northern Lights suplex for the 2 count, then hits the Riptide out of nowhere for the win. After the match, Charlotte starts mocking Nikki, but Nikki dives onto her from ringside and tosses her into the ring. Nikki and Rhea beat up on Charlotte and dump her out of the ring. I mean, look, this match was okay, but I'm just getting sick and tired of these guys doing rematches every fucking week. It's annoying. Like, you mean to tell me that you can't have any of these women get built up by, having them destroy everyone else in the division? Like, Charlotte could have defeated Naomi. Rhea could have defeated Eva Marie. Nikki could have defeated, I don't know, Asuka. We could have had some, like, we don't need to be having these 3 women compete against each other every week because they're going after the championship. It looks weak on WWE's part of their booking, because now it's just like the people, like, I've been hearing people booing Nikki A.S.H, and I don't understand why. I like the gimmick. I just don't like how WWE is presenting the gimmick. The way that they're booking it, it's like, it almost seems as if she doesn't stand a fucking chance against these two. And that's what it's almost going to look like in SummerSlam. You got two big women who are going to beat the crap out of each other while Nikki is just, in the sidelines waiting for an opportunity to strike. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens at the triple threat. Jinder Mahal is backstage with Veer and Shanky. He tells them he's given them an opportunity to make a name for themselves, a chance to sit under the learning tree, yet Drew McIntyre is standing. He tells them to make the Scottish Warrior bow to the former WWE champion, the modern-day Maharaja. This is basically a handicap match that takes place later on between Veer and Shanky taking on Drew. I think it's a handicap match. I don't remember. Yeah, it is a handicap match. There we go. All right, so more backstage shenanigans. As MVP, he's backstage, and Kevin Patrick stops him for an interview. MVP says we can expect two of the most explosive forces in WWE history coming face to face tonight. That's meaning, the almighty WWE champion and, the former, world heavyweight champion, Bill Goldberg. Okay. Last time that happened, Goldberg speared him. That was an insult to him and Lashley. And the almighty doesn't care for insults. He assures us Lashley will repay Goldberg tonight. Good promo here. Really good. And I'm kind of, even though I'm hating the fact that, fuck part-timer taking someone else's spot that deserves to face the almighty WWE champion, I'm kind of liking the angle here. I'm just more afraid of what happens when the fucking bell rings. So we have the 2-on-1 handicap match. Veer and Shanky versus Jinder Mahal. And again, this is just I can't. This whole angle is just, it's something for Drew to do to keep him away from the championship picture for now. And as long as he wasn't champion when he was facing Jinder Mahal now, I don't think anyone wanted to see that, and I'm glad that we're not going to see that for the title. But it's basically just, nonsense. So Drew starts off against Veer, and he hits him with a big lariat, backs him into the corner. Veer slaps Drew, tags in Big Shanky. They exchange, and Shanky tosses Drew into the corner. Shanky just starts punching Drew, boots him, knocks him down before tagging Veer in again. Drew lands some lariats onto Veer and then punches Shanky onto the apron. McIntyre hits a belly-to-belly and a neck breaker. Shanky rushes in, but Drew hits him with a Falcon Arrow, then catches Veer with a Future Shock DDT. McIntyre goes to the corner, counts 3, 2, 1, and then kicks Shanky with a Claymore for the win. After the match, Veer tries to get involved again, but Drew catches him with a belly-to-belly on the floor. McIntyre lifts Angela. That's the name of the fucking sword now. Stop naming your weapons. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. Okay, so, yeah. Grabs Angela and grabs the microphone. He says Jinder won't have his goons at ringside at SummerSlam. Drew translates for Shanky, who says he wishes he was as confident and sexy as McIntyre. What? That's stupid as fuck. And he's going to beat Jinder at SummerSlam. McIntyre turns serious and asks Jinder what he thought would happen when he screwed him at Money in the Bank. So at SummerSlam, he would humiliate Drew and create a moment at his expense. Mahal is a former world champion in peak physical condition, so it's not going to be that easy. McIntyre asked the crowd who they think will win, and they unanimously vote for Drew. So we got Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce. Hey, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, they own a donut shop now. I want to actually try those donuts. Fuck. Get me really high so I can try these donuts. And Charlotte Flair interrupts the authority figures. She's not happy, but they say if she wants revenge, she could have a tag match against Nikki and Rhea Ripley tonight. Flair says she doesn't play well with others, but Sonya tells her to fucking take it or leave it. Go find yourself a tag partner. I mean, You don't play well with others. You were tag team champions with fucking Asuka. Don't go around saying you play well with others. Like, that's stupid. That's like Ric Flair actually saying, I never played well with the Four Horsemen. Okay, I just, used them to get my career going up. Okay, so we've been getting these weird vignettes from Elias. There was this one vignette where he had his guitar, he tossed it and he burned it. And he kept saying, I used to tell people to walk with Elias. And this week now, he is carrying a tombstone onto the same site where he burned the guitar. And it's the same thing. He's like, once told everyone to walk with Elias, and it has his name engraved on the tombstone and the date that he debuted and the date where the character has come to a fucking end. So, I mean, can't have too many musicians in WWE, and that's why Rick Boogs is the most over guy right now on SmackDown with that guitar shit, and it's great. Okay, so no Miz TV, but I do want to talk about what happened last week. So last week, a miracle happened. The Miz could walk, or was he not injured this whole fucking time and was just trying to fool everyone? So John Morrison is going to debut his brand new talk show called Moist TV. Two chairs sit between some kiddie pools and an inflatable object with some dicks and buckets of whatever the fuck they shoot out of those dicks. Jomo says last week we experienced a moist miracle when the Miz stood up from his wheelchair. He hasn't spoken to the Miz since then, but we all want to hear the story and introduces his friend. He gave the worst introduction to the Miz ever. It was like Todd Grisham in ECW when Christian made his fucking return. And it's like, it's Christian. Jomo's like, ladies and gentlemen, the Miz. And I'm like, Jesus, like you could have. Let me just say it right now. The whole talk show segment here was great. I just didn't like the fact that we're going back to the same old shit all over again. Because not only was the Miz a special guest on this show, Damian Priest decided to make his appearance, but we'll get to that later. John Morrison asked the Miz if he was pretending to be injured. Miz asked if he's ever lied to or used Morrison, and John says no. Miz asked if he ever faked an injury, and Morris hums no. So Miz starts to justify himself, and now Damian Priest comes out, and he says, we all know that the Miz is a fucking mentiroso. And he likes Moist TV a lot better than Miz's crap. So you like the wetness. And get that purple shit out of your fucking hair, man. What is with Vince coloring every Spanish person and Samoan person's hair? Why do you have to do that? Do you need to give these guys an identity with hair color? Before he beats Sheamus at SummerSlam, because he's facing him for the United States Championship, and celebrates in Vegas as the new U.S. Championship, he liked Morrison to ask serious questions, such as, why did the Miz fake an injury for months and have Morrison wheel him around like a jackass? Miz gets defensive and says he's never had an injury in his entire career until he met Priest. That is true. He's never, if you want to count the concussion that he had at Mania 27, it wasn't really an injury because he still showed up and competed the following week. So when he got injured, he didn't know what to expect. But he, as a family, and he needed to think of them. Yes, he was cleared weeks ago. Morrison, annoyed, and Miz says he just had a surge of energy last week. Miz says Priest is trying to spin this and make him look bad. Morrison says, what better way for them to mark the debut of Moist TV than to have a match? So it will be Damian Priest versus The Miz. The Miz doesn't want nothing to do with Priest. But Priest loves the idea. Priest pushes Miz over and he falls into the kiddie pool of water. We cut back and, the match takes place. Miz is still in his, genuine street $5,000, casual clothing. He's arguing with the referee. Doesn't want to make his debut in a crap town like San Antonio. Sheamus comes out and joins the commentary team for this match. So it's Damian Priest versus The Miz. It's the same shit as always. I mean, I couldn't care for this because they're just giving it to us again and again and again and again and again. Match ends when Miz goes up to the top rope for an axe handle, then dances around as he starts to get kicks. Priest blocks a kick and starts firing off some of his own, then a heel kick. Miz attacks Priest back and asks Morrison for his dick, but he doesn't give it to him. Morrison walks away. A lot of people walking away from their partners tonight on the show. But yet none of them are breaking up. So Priest drops Miz with a lariat, then hits the bro kick. Wait, what? He hits Sheamus's move for the win. So no hit the lights, no reckoning. Damian Priest wins. So after the match, Sheamus stands on the announce desk and tells Priest he's a disrespectful scumbag. Priest needs to enjoy it because this is his last moment in the spotlight. As Sheamus rubs the United States Championship and says, this isn't the fans' gold. It's not Priest's gold. It's the Great White's gold. This Saturday, he will kick Priest's head off. Again, this match, I did not need to have this match on fucking Monday Night Raw. We've seen these guys wrestle multiple times, and hopefully this is probably the very fucking end of it all, so that Sheamus and Priest can focus on their rivalry, and hopefully it progresses forward if they decide to be like, let Sheamus retain it and just continue on with the rivalry. I wouldn't mind. I would not mind at all. Something and Doudrop are backstage. The Thing wants to berate Doudrop for losing last week before she personally takes care of Alexa Bliss on Saturday. How about Doudrop go to the playground and deal with the little problem of their own, being Lilly? Doudrop just stares at something while the Thing is literally demanding her to go get the doll, who is possibly way more fucking attractive than that Thing that basically is telling, someone who's way better than her what the fuck to do. Funniest segment ever right now. So Jomo is backstage and the Miz approaches him, asking him, why did you leave me? We were supposed to be partners. Why did you leave me? Morrison says he was hurt when Miz abandoned him and he wants him to know how he felt about it. In the background, you see Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. They're just walking like they see the camera. Oh. And they just, they go back, they grab a fucking whiteboard, they write stuff like, buy her merch, and they're just showing off their shirts while these two guys are just talking in the fucking segment. So Miz convinced Morrison to put behind what they had, and Morrison named some t-shirt designs that he had in mind. All right, so we got more backstage shit as Alexa Bliss is in her playground. Lilly is just there. And she says she's very excited to put an end to the evolution. Please put an end to this. Doudrop appears in the playground, grabs Lilly. Bliss tells her not to do anything, and then suddenly Doudrop stares at the doll. For some reason, last week she was in a match and the doll was in the post corner, and then she sees the doll there. She turns around, she sees the doll, and the doll does this. Just fucking wink. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Terrified. Doudrop is just terrified and hands the doll back to Bliss. Bliss thanks her and tells her she'll see her on Saturday. I'm starting to hate this fucking, starting to hate all this shit. It's starting to just look dumb. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. It is so dumb. It's so dumb. Doudrop, go get the doll. Doudrop. And, she doesn't get the doll, and whatever. I'll explain that. It is Mace, accompanied to the ring by T-Bar, taking on Mansoor, being accompanied by his new partner, Ali. So basically, the match is just, Mansoor tries to shoot for Mace's leg, but gets caught, thrown like a child. Mansoor attempts a wheelbarrow facebuster, but Mace counters with a nasty overhead suplex. Then goes for a camp clutch. Mansoor fights, but Mace connects with a leg lariat like Booker T. Mansoor looks up for a rope assisted elbow, but elbow drop. But Mace avoids it. Mansoor hits a few lariats and wants a bulldog, but gets thrown off. Mansoor avoids Mace in the corner and attempts a sunset flip, but Mace sits down for a pin attempt, unseen by the referee, which was bullshit because the referee clearly saw what the hell happened. Ali basically kicks Mace through the ropes, and they flip over the pin, giving Mansoor the win. DQ right there, but no, they just said, fuck it, Mansoor wins. So we don't know any better. Good one-on-one match between these two. I really like this whole team between Mansoor and Ali. Ali being like, the mentor, and Mansoor, being the cheery, fun, playful, guy who just wants to go out there, entertain the crowd, and have fun. Ali is trying to, get him to focus on taking this shit way more fucking serious. I don't hate the match. It was a good match. Mansoor has a lot of charisma, a whole lot of it, and he shows a lot of that showmanship when he competes in that ring. Mace, on the other hand, Dio Madden is Dio Madden, but it's still gonna take time for these guys to get the crowd over on their side. It was a good match between those two. I can't. Hopefully, this match, their tag match, ends up on the pre-show at least. Okay, so AJ Styles and Omos are stopped for an interview. So Omos says Randy Orton sees himself as a legend killer, but tonight he kills the legend that is Randy Orton. AJ says Omos will be the new legend killer, and he already beat Riddle. That must make him the idiot killer. Tonight, they celebrate the death of RKBro. We come back from commercial break. It is now Randy Orton taking on Omos. And again, Omos coming out to his own, theme music, graphic entrance, and all that shit. I don't like it sounds very mumblish with the lyrics, but the beat is fucking dope. I probably said that like a few weeks ago. I hate when I say shit like that again. It's so stupid. Okay, so yeah, it's Giant versus a legend killer. So I'm just gonna say that there was really not a lot going on in this match. Randy got some offense in, but this whole thing made Omos look super weak because he couldn't beat Orton on his own. AJ just rolls into the ring and punches Randy in the fucking gut, giving Randy Orton the DQ win. What an atrocious way to fucking make that match seem like it was something. And then it didn't even feel like it was something, because Omos is supposed to be this huge fucking spectacle that is supposed to not take a lot of bumps, feel as if he's supposed to be this big deal. And for them to have to end it via a disqualification, it really boggles my mind that Vince McMahon is not really utilizing his big men very well. You're doing a good job with Omos. You still need work on Commander Aziz. He needs a lot of fucking work. But you can't do this to a guy like Omos. He deserves way more better than a disqualification. I get it's to protect Orton and to protect Omos from not taking any fucking bumps or taking any sort of offense from the opponent that he's facing. But still, you could have had him at least dominate throughout most of the fucking match instead of having AJ get involved. That was just stupid on their part, and I didn't like it. So at the end of the match, Styles argues with the referee, then rolls Randy back inside and tells Omos to beat the ever-living shit out of him outside the ring. Omos takes Randy out of the ring, throws him over the barricade. then lifts Orton up, rolls him back into the ring. Well, AJ wants the phenomenal forearm. Before he could do that, here comes Riddle. Here he comes to save the day. Drop kicks Omos, then hits AJ with a knee, clotheslines him to the outside. Riddle tells Omos to get in the ring, but AJ can barely stand, and Omos looks after him instead. Omos carries AJ away while Riddle taunts him. Riddle offers a hand to Randy Orton. The fans start chanting RKBro, 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 RKBro. You know, they're just going nuts because they really want to see this team, you know, really gel and become Raw Tag Team Champions. Orton accepts his hand and asks for the mic. Randy says respect isn't handed out. He needs to earn it. And Matt Riddle has earned his respect. And they hug it out in the middle of the fucking ring, making the team official now. So they're going to be going after the Raw Tag Team Championships. All right, so we see a bunch of highlights of Jeff Hardy and Karrion Kross. You know, before their match takes place, we see Jeff Hardy being interviewed backstage. He asks why he asked for this rematch. Hardy is angry because Kross beat him and left him lying after the match. Well, that's just fine. He lives life on the edge. Tonight, Kross needs to check his little hourglass because his 15 minutes of fame are up, and then Kross just shows up from behind and beats the shit out of Jeff Hardy and Gorilla before making his way out to the ring. He makes his way out. Jeff Hardy, no more words. You know, I'm not doing that shit. And basically, it's just, you know, Hardy got choked out. That's it. So we have that stupid thing waiting for Doudrop to show up with the fucking doll. When she appears, she berates her for not fucking having it. Why the fuck are you berating someone that's 10 times better than you and that can fucking destroy you, you little shit? She slaps her twice, and then Doudrop just walks off. I don't like this at all. I don't like it. I don't. Even go fuck off. So we come from commercial. We see a video from earlier today with the 24/7 champion Reggie, not Reginald, is in a park. Talks about how much he loves the park, where he became an acrobat, a parkour guy. As Reggie is talking, we see R-Truth in the background wearing whatever the fuck he's wearing. And, you know, Tozawa is just sneaking behind, trying to do his Metal Gear Solid Snake stealth mode shit, trying to do some CQC on Reginald so he become the 24/7 champion. When all of a sudden, fucking exclamation point, they try to attack Reggie, but he uses his parkour to avoid them. And, you know, it's just R-Truth and Tozawa are looking at each other, and it's just like, you know, when your enemy is gone, it's evasion, and return to your positions. We have the tag match with Rhea and Nikki A.S.H teaming up. They're going to be facing off against Charlotte Flair and a mystery opponent. It's Nia Jax. I did not like this match. Not one bit. Not one bit at all. I mean, Nia Jax giving Nikki A.S.H a stink face. Cool. I don't care anymore. All right, we see at the end, we see Shayna Baszler watching on a monitor backstage. Nia gets tagged in, slams Rhea Ripley, then goes for the middle rope for a Vader bomb, but Charlotte tags herself in. Flair knocks Nikki off the apron, hits Rhea with the natural selection for the win. And there we go again. Charlotte just stealing other people's moments just so she could have her little victory lap. I didn't care for the match whatsoever. I mean, it was there, but I just did not care at all. So AJ Styles being interviewed backstage. He isn't happy. Styles says they've beaten every team. So what threat do RKO pose to them? It's 5 days until SummerSlam. He's confident Randy will hate Riddle by then. So now we have the closer to the show, which, you know, Goldberg comes down to the ring. And the fans chant his name. Little like throughout the whole show, we've been seeing, like regular crowds in the front row. The minute Goldberg shows up, they just show all these fucking high school football guys in the front row. Like, where the fuck you guys come from? And his son being there. Like, yeah, I guess, whatever. So I guess he's trying to promote his son's football team by bringing him onto the show and whatever. He needs to get something off his chest. For 2 weeks in a row, Lashley and MVP have brought his son into this. Goldberg introduces his son to the fans, and the fans cheer. He knows his son can go watch his dad's videos online and see who he was, but that isn't going to cut it. He needs to see him front and center for who he is. But he has. He saw you destroy Brock Lesnar in Survivor Series 2016 in like what, a minute and 30 seconds? He saw you beat Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship in 22 seconds. He saw you lose to Brock Lesnar. So who's writing this shit? Who is writing this crap, man? Because this is horrible. This is really horrible. Because I know for a fact that this man's kid has seen his dad wrestle 3 fucking times since we first saw him a few years ago. Lashley's music hits, comes out, the almighty champion. MVP says Goldberg is doing a lot more talking than normal. And that makes him believe he's insecure. When Goldberg locks eyes with the Almighty, he saw a man who was stronger, faster, more explosive, and more dangerous than him. Lashley gets in the ring and says he gave Bill every opportunity to walk away to save some face, but he was stubborn. So now he plays by the house rules. The house always wins. Lashley is going to take him to the limit, but leave him with just enough left that he could go tell his friends and family who ended his career. Lashley says Bill is standing in the house of the Almighty. Goldberg simply says that's bullshit. Oh, really, Goldberg? Lashley swings, but Goldberg avoids the hit and hits a spear, the weakest fucking spear I have ever seen. It's like he speared a fucking body pillow, and it was just like Goldberg goes out of the ring and his son jumps the barricades so they can leave together. And, you know, you leave with your son, but you won't leave with the whole fucking football team. Just leave them there. Like, oh, fuck them. My son's important. Lashley is furious as Goldberg and Gage watch on from the stage, closing the go-home show of Monday Night Raw. Bro, this show just fucking sucked. I ain't like that. There was at least like maybe 2 good matches out of this. The Moist TV segment was great. I mean, I give it the benefit of the doubt that, you know, John Morrison is probably really good at what he does. He has really good charisma. And I hope they do more of Moist TV. I'm sick and tired of the constant rematches. This women's division really, really, really needs the fucking help that it needs right now, because Raw's women's division is just falling to shit. It's not looking good. It's really not. What's next for Karrion Kross after he loses the NXT Championship to Samoa Joe on Sunday? I have no clue. And again, no Keith Lee on this one. I mean, I saw the video and he gave his explanation to why he was gone. So, I mean, hopefully he comes back next week and, you know, they give him like a little rivalry or someone to just face for the time being. But this show was just not great. It was not good. Not good at all. If there's any grade that I could possibly give this show, honestly, I would just give it probably one of the baddest of bads, which is just, you know, straight up. It was a fucking bad show. It just gets a solid 2. It would have gotten a who booked this shit if some moments of the show didn't actually keep me interested. But this show just did not. live up to the go home show expectations heading into SummerSlam. And I'm just telling myself that, you know, even though it was a terrible go home show, they have to find a way to at least make this pay-per-view good. Because you're adding like 10 to 11 matches onto this fucking card. So exceed my expectations, please, WWE. Because at this point, I'm literally about to hit the suicide button if you keep putting out shit like this every Monday. YouTube.com/Ramblemania show. You can stomp a mud hole on that subscribe button. Cheer for us by clicking on that thumbs up. Share this to your friends because every week we put out videos for all of you to watch and enjoy. For all of our social medias, Twitter at Ramblemania show, Facebook.com/Ramblemania show, Instagram Ramblemania show. And for all of our audio platforms, just type in Ramblemania show, search for us on Apple, Google, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, all your audio podcasts. Because every week we put out all the audio for all of you to listen and enjoy. And as for me personally, you can find me on Instagram at IZombies, IZombies. Got a whole fucking weekend ahead of us. We got the return of CM Punk. We'll be doing a live stream on that, me and the guys, this Friday. Stay tuned for our championship predictions, tag team battle, where Twin Magic takes on Banter Club for the Ramblemania tag team championships. And you will be seeing us do a live reactions of NXT TakeOver 36. For Hazel the IIzombie, this has been another edition of Raw Rants. I would like to wish you all a pointing goodies, a two fucking sweets, a goodbye, a good fight, and a good night. Bang, bang.